Yes, Sairam team. And we continue on the last week discussions. But really, should I read again this content?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think it's good. Yes.
Okay, the verse 13. Om Śri Sāi Salva Sanga Parityāgine Namaḥ. Salutations to the Śri Sāi, who has renounced all worldly attachments. In order for us to relieve ourselves from the bondage of worldly attachments, Bhagavan Sai Baba advised us with a beautiful analogy. There is a small story in this country. It has been the tradition for some people to trap monkeys. What they do is to take a big pot with a narrow mouth and put something attractive into that pot. They put the pot where the monkeys move about. The monkey easily put his hands into the eaten pot. The monkey gets the material that is in the pot into his hand by grasping it. Its first is full of that material, and the first gets bigger and is blocked. The monkey cannot remove the hand. The monkey then thinks that someone inside the pot is catching hold on his hand. There is no one inside the pot holding the hand. What is holding the food inside the pot is the hand of the monkey. The moment it can give up what is in its hand, the hand can come out of it. Alas, the monkey does not realize this. In the same manner, this enormous pot of the world has got what may be called a selfish mouth. We enter this pot through this selfish mouth of world in order to satisfy our desires. For that reason, we are getting caught in it. If we simply give up what we have caught, then there is no bondage. This is called Vairagya. Vairagya does not mean giving up your home, giving up your wife and children and going to the forest. To make an attempt to decrease your desires is called Vairagya. This has also been described by saying less luggage and more comfort make travel a pleasure. If we can decrease the luggage of desires, then our journey of life will become a pleasure. Summer Course 1977. Self-reflection. First one. What desires will I choose to decrease or limit so that I can be free to enjoy my life's journey and experience my full essence as a divine being? Question number 2. What is the important relevance and role of Vairagya in spirituality?
There was a time.
Okay, we already, I think last week, we already example of worldly attachments. We already go to 1, 2, 3, brother. Next. 1, 2, 3, 4 done. 5 done. Number 6 also done. 7 done. But the next. 8 and 9 done. We continued. The 10 also done. We continued at 11. Yes. The 11th one is outcomes and results. This is also a worldly attachments, needing specific result from actions. Why? We put in the effort, we expect the result. Not on Swami expansions, whatever come by, Swami, whatever you give, that's it. No, you expect Swami to follow your command. You're expecting the result. That will lead you to anxiety or over success or failure, because we expect the expectations of it. Next, brother. Past and future. Nostalgia for past experiences, regret over mistakes, or anxiety about future expectations. We talk so much, we pay so much an attempt talking of past, the past glory, the past achievement, the past. And we also expect the future. But we actually, most of the time, we forgot about presence. Most of the time, how we want to know that where are you, where do you stand is we do experience ourselves. We do analyze ourselves for 1 to 10 and check your thought. Always check your thought. Where are you? You're always talking about the past, or you're always in the future, or are you in the present? So the present is the most important. We pass so much of things on a past experience, and regret over mistake, or that's actually will give you a sense of not appreciate the presence, and always sit on the worldly part of it, the worldly recognitions, the worldly things of it. Next, brother. Number 13 is technology and virtual worlds. Over-attached to devices, social media or digital environments. These are modern manifestations. Nowadays, people so much so, you can see, example, if you go with your family, go for dinner outside, you can see all the tables, you can just have a look, everyone holding phone. Even a baby is watching from the phone or iPad, everyone holding, even the father, mother, father, mother with 3 children also holding, you have a grandfather, grandmother also having phone. All it can't avoid, yes, it can't avoid, this is the trend now, but the awareness saying that we are going for a dinner is going for a dinner. Going dinner on the table, no phone. In my house, no phone. When having dinner, everyone sitting together is no phone, no phone. This is how we eat. We go outside, we're talking actually. It's not talking and eating. It's not without the phone. I think this is the attachment holding. So we must come up with the awareness level to how to cut and stop and pause and rethink how to overcome it, how to solve this, right? At this point of time, the first 11, 12, and 13, anyone want to contribute on your passing thoughts?
Yeah, when we talk about worldly attachment, there seems to be so many. Maybe let's go back to material possession itself is an attachment. Okay, so we want to buy a car, you get the car not enough, you must buy a BMW, so there's not enough, you want to buy a jet plane. Then pleasures, okay. Some people like food, that's why they call themselves foodie. They just like to go around tasting food.
No, Billy. The one that you said just now, material possession. There was a formula you gave last time to overcome this. Do you really need it? Do you really want you use that formula to check now? Supposing there is something that comes up. Okay, do I really need it? What was the 3 statements you used last time?
Oh, yeah, that was the 3 questions given by Swami. In fact, we made that into a short video. So when you want to buy something, okay, do I need it or do I want it? Need it means you really need it. Want means it's the kind of desire. So if you want it, don't buy it. Don't try to possess it. Okay, if you need it, then the next question you should ask is, can I afford it? Okay, if you cannot afford it, don't buy. Okay. Even if you can afford it, then you must ask the third question. Can I live without it? Okay, if you can live without it, then don't buy.
See, this is a this powerful question because this sometimes you'll find that in school also people give our students, our children $4, $5, $2, $3 for pocket money and all that. See, they must have a natural attitude. Okay, 20% of what I got, I must save it for investment. This is how Warren Buffett was a multi-billionaire. He said this when I started young, I saved money. I used that saved money and I started investing in something. I think material possession is because we can never be satisfied, and never we can be happy with anything. So we'll keep on increasing, then it keeps on, all these problems will start coming in our life. So it's very important point here. We are trying to cancel that, so we need, when you go through this checklist, I think it's good to just quickly see what is it that attracts you. Like some people, when you go past the car showroom, they get very excited, they see this, is it necessary or not? I used to be very attracted by books. I think I've narrated the story. Whenever I go to a bookshop, I'll get very fascinated. I'll just spend time or go to especially in the airport, I go to the shops and see all the books. Then I have to buy one or two. It's like in the airport, in the flight, then I have to read. It's like the knowledge is in that book and it has to be in my head. I had that kind of feeling. Then sometimes at one point I said, how many books will you buy? How many times you want to read the different people writing the same thing in different contexts? What is the thing? So then now I go to the bookshop, I see it. Now I deliberately come out of it feeling victorious that the book has not managed to attract my attention. So I want to reduce that particular. So like that, each of us have to examine what is it that you're possessed about. And then in spirituality is to reduce that. You know what Swami said? Swami said, ultimately, what is spiritual evolution is the renunciation. You know what's the renunciation? Renunciation of the body so that we can experience the Atma. Renunciation of the body, that means the senses, everything else. So finally we come, it doesn't really bother us. So like this, so that statement that Billy mentioned just now is very important for us to be a regulatory system for us to make sure that we are discriminatively strong to determine what we need and whether we really want it. So Billy, can you just repeat that 3 statement that I think people can write it down, and I think we should even encourage this in the SSC, Balvikas group 4. This should be a mantra. Do I need it? Do I want it?
Okay.
Why
So
want it?
when you want to buy something, you must ask this question, okay? Do I want it or do I need it? If you want it, then don't buy. But if you need it, then you must ask a second question. Can I afford it? Okay, if you cannot afford to buy the thing, although you need it, but you cannot afford, don't buy. Okay. But if you can afford it, you need it, you can afford it, then you must ask the third question. Can I live without buying it? You can live without buying it, then don't buy. So you follow these 3 questions, I think you won't buy anything, or you become a minimalist. But nowadays, the younger generations, okay, has been seduced through advertisement. Okay, the advertisement comes out so strongly that you think you need it. Actually, you don't need it, but it just bombard the mind with desires, desires. Then you have got the sensory pleasures. That's why they tours, okay, then social status and recognition.
No, Billy. Sensory pleasure. So, see, now you look at the 5 senses and you see whether how much of the 5 senses are with us. Like if you go to a restaurant, you see all the food there. Your mind will run after one. I want this. I want that. I would like to taste this, and so you need to become aware of where your senses are running. Then only you can cut it off. If you're not aware of the fact that the senses are running to these places, you won't cut it. So this is a very important part, awareness of where the senses are running.
Yeah. So this is where I think watching the thoughts is very important, okay? So sometimes I need to go to a shopping mall to buy something, okay? So the food store there, hey, why don't you go inside this store and taste it, buy something. So hey, this is something nice I want to taste. So these are the things that, what they call attachment, okay? The mind want to attach to things, to taste, to entertainment.
Okay.
Okay, then next one is...
Yes. Can I ask something? Yeah. I saw one video about Japan now. I think in Hong Kong also similar. There are this young generation of people, now they are young generation, they live to the minimum. They live alone, the rice cooker is very small, the clothes where they put probably 3 or 5 only, they actually cut everything, you know, because my standard of living is high, and they just it's their what I call, it's their code of conduct, live to the minimum. It's already happening in Japan already, you know. I'm sure Hong Kong also, right, because of limited space. So a lot of things they just cut it. But Malaysia, we got, you know, our house is 5 times, 6 times bigger than that, you know. But just it's so small, 400 square feet and all that. Ours is like 1,200, 1,500, you know. So it makes a lot of difference. But it's good to bring out this point because we are Malaysian. Right?
Yeah, actually, James, you're right. You know, in Japan, like once we were in Tokyo, we were in a hotel. The hotel room is so, I can't even imagine, it's so small. Everything is like, you know, very tightly packed and room. So everything is space constrained. So they don't they don't buy things and cluster the rooms and all that. So that's by necessity, they become like that. But technically, I think when we come to a point, actually, when you, you know, very interestingly, as you age, you find that your attraction for things outside becomes much lesser. You don't bother too much. You're not too fascinated. The world fascination for the world slowly becomes dim, and you more focus in the inside. The light becomes inside. You know. So this is a sensory pleasure. You see, our maturity. I like this. What Mei Ling has done here. Really like it because it's like for me. If I look at it, it's like a checklist, you know, in a car. When you want to go in the car, you must check the spark plugs there or not, okay or not, oil got not, water got not, everything got, then you can go for a long distance. Like that, in spiritual, our distance we are traveling is even much longer, you know, to the other world, transcend and go, wow, very far. So this is like a checklist, you know. If the things are still lingering in us, that means we are attached, like the material possession, sensory pleasures. Then we come to social status and recognition. See, all these are subtle aspects of personality, you know. You may find that you may not have material possession, but you still want social status and recognition. You know, there's another dimension of human personality requiring that. So this all very important. That's why Swami in the thing, what is the thing that youth can be? Caste is another thing where we suddenly become very recognized, very caste conscious, race conscious, religious conscious. All this is identity. This is the key thing in social status and recognition is identity. If we always want to have that identity because it gives you a reference point. But in spirituality, the reference point must go, which is what Mei Ling just now talked about when she opened up the subject. She said it's very deep. It's very deep, not Mei Ling, sorry, sister who talked just now. She's mentioned that when we are going very deep and deep, like in Buddhism, why is it that we're going deep? Because you're losing the reference point. All the experiences, if you have, can be compared to a reference point, you still have an experience. So we must go to the deeper end in which the mind cannot, no more reference point. I have this experience, but I have no prior experience to compare with that experience. That is an experience. So that's why it's called depth, because you're moving away from references. Now, sensory, social status and recognition is, people require that in life. Maslow's hierarchy of needs is required. This is what is needed. But when we evolve to higher levels, then these things don't really bother us anymore. That's why Swami said, love with duty is dharma, but love without duty is divinity. So there's no necessity for a duty conscious, but we just love. We just do like that. So without social status, everything else, we find that we can move.
Let me just share experience which I once mentioned. So while in Sri Lanka for Sri Lanka conference, okay, I suddenly realized I lost my phone. I know. And to tell you, it started frantically, I searched my backpack, at least 10 times. Is it in this pocket? Is it in that? Open up, zip, open, zip. Then I walked to the kitchen. I think I left it there, but I couldn't find it there. Then I went back. Then I told myself, okay, tomorrow if I'm gone, will the attachment still be there? Okay, and then that helped to ease the pain of losing the phone. So if tomorrow I'm dead, I don't even want to worry, my phone, because hey, I got Otherwise, I got so much of information, my phone, all my contacts are there, so much of inconvenience, okay? So that's why worldly attachment causes pain, and suffering. So it's good to actually practice.
So what are the thoughts that came inside to remove your agitation?
That tomorrow, if I'm dead, whether I may have the phone or car, this thing is nothing, So sometimes it's good as you walk. Hey, suddenly I've lost everything in the world.
You see, this one is quite nice because you went to one extreme and then it detaches you. Swami said that if you are bitten by a scorpion, be happy that be happy that a snake has not bitten you. If a snake bites you, be happy it's not a poisonous snake. Always go to one higher extent you find. So like that, believe into one corner, a death happened, what happened? Or when you go to that, nothing. So it helps you to free you from the pain of that thing. So these are all very powerful statements to keep us in balance.
Yeah, I think practicing that is very important, very beneficial.
Yeah, I think if we keep thinking of extreme, like our most strong desire is with the body for living. And that is what, when we said, okay, what will happen? Because I still face that when there was a mutiny sort of thing on my ship. And we were in the middle of the sea, and we didn't have the spare part to repair the engine. When everybody came, I told them, what is going to happen if this thing happens, the ship sinks? We all will die, isn't it? And do you think we have come here to be alive all the time? If we have to die, we will die here. And if he doesn't have to die, we live. So just stop this worry. And that was the thing which triggered that, okay, let's go, let's work, and let's do our work, and let's be happy. I mean, the way it is, we should not be under stress. I think the thinking of the worst, I mean, just see, we're so worried about our body, but you see a soldier, he gives up his life because he has a higher goal, the freedom of he's fighting for a cause. In the same way, if we have the let go comes when we cling to the higher self. And the same way, this is what spirituality is. We start knowing that what is the purpose of life, where I've come, and then finally it happens that everything loses its grips on us. So I think this higher goal and higher aspiration is the most very important thing to live in the world with the free. And that's what Buddha did. He wanted to remove all the clinging to the body, old age, and all those things. And that's why his search started. And finally, that death was not a thing; it was just a passing of a cloth. So this is where we are moving towards in spiritual world. That identity. He was a king. He was everything he had, and then he still left. And most of the world people, they're looking for that, which he left, and then finally he found the reason for this nirvana. Said.
I think further to Brother Manoj, Buddha, he already got a wife, he already got he was able to let go and to find something deeper than that. So this is something worth thinking about. Whether okay, are you willing to leave your family? You got a house. So okay, next one is ego and self identity. Okay, I think this was covered yesterday also.
A relationship finisher, yeah.
Relationship. Yeah, I think people really suffer suddenly. The boyfriend left them, or their girlfriend left them, or their wife left them. Okay.
See, I know people who are very, very close and then suddenly some of them join some other organization, and suddenly the relationship becomes sour because their individual went and joined another organization. So then you really look back at the context point of view. Hey, we all were together, we grew up together. Now you became another organization. It's so funny that It's so funny. The relationship can change just by your association with something else. So like that, everything is just passing.
There is a story about this relationship, brother. It's about Tulsidas. Tulsidas was married. He got married. And then Tulsidas had a child. And this child died very young. And Tulsidas had one good companion, and that was his wife. He loved her. He really loved her. He was very, very close. He cannot separate from her. Wherever she goes, he'll be there. That's Tulsidas' love. So one day, Tulsidas' wife left to visit her parents. Tulsidas could not take it. The following day, he was already in the father-in-law's house. When the wife saw him there, she said, "Fie on you. Have you come after me for our bodily relations? Do you think that this is what you are going to gain? For how long? Don't you think if you have spent all the time reciting the Ram mantra, thinking of him and serving him, you would have gone for a higher goal, something very nice, precious for you, for your next life?" And Tulsidas became very quiet. And then he slowly became, the awareness got into him. And after that, he began searching for Lord Rama, and he forgot about his wife. And then the wife tried to go for him, trying to get back that love, to have their normal relationship, but it didn't work. He was completely detached, and he was far into the depths of knowing Lord Ram. And that was how Tulsidas got into higher levels of spirituality, the detachment. Sairam, brother.
Sairam, wow. Thank you, brother. Very nice. Thank you. Okay. No, Billy, then the ego and self-identity is also very important, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
Actually-
Just to bring out one point, Swami highest mantra is love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never. I think our SSIO should always, no matter how many groups we break, we are all one family. That is important. But I see because of different group, now people react differently, and then they react, or you are not this group, you are that group, I think I do feel very sad. And then how can you reach enlightenment, self-realization where there's no oneness? So our SSIO, all the members, including all the officers, should always keep this in mind. We are all one sect family, no matter you are from different group or not. We are all one sect family. That is important. Don't say, "Oh, you separate from me. Oh, now you are different." We should never think of like that. I think as seniors and all that, keep this in mind, because otherwise we are not practicing Swami teaching at all. The oneness, the love also for the help ever, hurt never. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Certain things we can debate, but this one thing we don't debate. We have to prove to them we are all one.
Yeah. Thank you, Sairam. And then Billy, okay, ego and self-identity. So because this is the mother of it. Number 5 is the mother. The rest of it all are children, The mother is your ego. So this ego is what that gives you a self-identity. And then as a result of that, you'll find everything else. And then like you want pride. So you have your recognition that gives you the pride. It enhances your self-image. Everything is, so this is the like master headquarters. All the others just comes out of it. So this is a very important part. And then if you're talking about spiritual evolution and all that, this is the one entity which we have to be really vigilant, And this is where we got to be continuously aware that these things can become a problem as well. It's positive ego also, because sometimes I need to improve. Like if you're 40%, and you want to achieve 100%, you need to have the ego to go forward. That's a positive one, you see. But it can also be the same thing can also become a problem. So you need to manage this ego, which is why if you look at the four hands of the Hindu gods, one of them is ahamkara, ego. Without ahamkara, we cannot live in this world. But yet, that is by living with that itself can become this is a two-sided blade, which we need to be careful.
Yeah, because a lot of times, a lot of rishis, they used to have this ahankara because they had the knowledge and everything, and that caused destruction of their whole sadhana.
Yeah.
There used to be a rishi called Durvasa. He was famous for giving curse to all the people. I was to wonder that for that curse, he has to forego a lot of his penance. So all the time, all the life, he was just doing penance just and letting it go with with a giving curse. So, I mean, those sort of people also reaching at that stage also, they have this sort of ego. I mean, it's so difficult to let go.
Yeah, I think it's because I think in the spiritual thing also, you'll have gross ego, and then slowly the ego also will become subtler. It's and then even like Adi Shankara, can you imagine for a man who is such a profound and yet in the Puranic, the story tells us about Lord Shiva himself coming to correct him. So, at every moment of our life, the vigilance.
Yeah, that's most.
Next one. Really, the next one.
Power and control.
Oh,
Obsession with dominating others, manipulating outcome, or maintaining authority.
in the SSIO or in any other our size organization, our terms is 4 years, 2 terms. Actually, at one point, 2 terms, 2 years, 2 years. But, when someone is sitting in the seat of power also, you can find that sometimes authority, control, power, if not in check, also can become a problem. It can become like sometimes people have difficulty to let go, And that's a very interesting thing also because it gives you identity. And that's why those who become like those who enter into politics and all that, you find after sitting in the chair, it's very difficult to give up. That's why they keep on going for the same chair.
Even they say that a man was walking with nothing and suddenly he got a sword. So while walking, he started seeing I have a sword. So he started cutting the plants while walking,
Yeah.
So that feeling came that I have a sharp thing, I can cut, do this, do that. The feeling of that ego brings us to this power and controlling the others. And that's really, really, I mean, that's what humility and love has to be poured in so that you don't raise your, and that's what I feel that Krishna's that dancing on a snake on that represents that all these bad qualities, you have to put them down.
Yeah. And then, next one, Billy.
Ambitions and goals, okay? Fixation on career success, academic achievements, or specific life milestones.
I think here it's important. In life, you must have ambition. If you don't have ambition, you can't move forward. You must have ambition, you must have goal. But I think what is critical is not a possessive ambition to a point where you want to achieve something, but compromising everything else in your life. That is where the problem is. Compromising the family life, compromising this, compromising that, but you are very strong in your business and you want to make it happen. So that is where the balance has to come in correctly. That is what this attachment is. But otherwise, if you are living in this world and you don't have what you call desire, or you don't have an ambition, it's very difficult to go through in life. Even if you are spiritual mission, for example, even the great rishis who went up in the mountains and realized and came back, they had ambition to start a mission to bring more people, transform them. You see, that's an ambition, isn't it? So it's good to have one, but it's most important making sure that you're not possessed about it to an extent you lose sight of the bigger picture.
Because I think even Lord Buddha also, I mean, he had the ambition to find what is the real cause of pain. So that, and if he would have left it, he would not have become Buddha.
Yeah.
So his pursuance to get that ambition, this thing, he left his family, everything. So that sort of, that ambition is required to be, but you see, as you said, it's very thin blade where to get it, because the Yashodhara and father and the child Rahul, they must be in pain when he left, but still, because he left the full family life. I mean, how much pain they must have. Yashodhara was real in pain, and there was a song that said that if you would have just told me that he is going for this, I could have let him go. I'm a Kshatriya Rajputani. We leave our husband to go to war to die. We do that sort of sacrifice. Was it not his duty to tell me that I'm going for this salvation for the world? I should have happily let him go, but he left me sleeping in the night and just left. So there's a very good, nice poetry on this Yashodhara, which depicts her condition. So the thing is that, I mean, here, I mean, as you said, no, leaving relations and everything, but even Buddha also did the same thing, leaving his family, leaving his child and everything. But the idea is that, I mean, what was the goal? That was, and it was for, it could have really helped the family and everybody also. And finally, everybody became a Buddhist, I mean, his followers. So that was the thing, which is, I feel that ambition and goal should be there, but it should not be very, very, I mean, it should be either higher than you can leave it. But if it is not, if you're bringing it back to your own self, then status, then I think it should be discouraged.
Sairam, I think, sorry, I think Swami did mention that worldly and spiritual both are important. So when we say ambition and goal, I think most of the people will think of the worldly side. But I think in life, like most of us here, probably we have to live a life that is more balanced, in the sense that we can be in the worldly, and yet we also have the ambition in the spiritual, where you put the spiritual into the worldly practice. I'm sure many of you will agree to this. We are not only on the worldly, but both worldly and spiritual are important. We need a balance. Sairam.
Yeah.
Sarah, Buddha was actually leave the palace is due to his mind have go into investigation. Would like to understand why there is aging, why there is dying, and and age. How to say, dying, aging, and also in the process of our human body. So this is where he go into investigation, and that is where Buddha have also have come out with one of the Kalayana Sutta, have been requesting every human beings to come and experience it. He have also mentions that you don't believe what I say, you have to come and experience it. It's like Baba have also asked us to do the service, like what brother have mentioned, love all, serve all. So, and Baba have also mentioned the hands that serve are holier than the lips that pray, right? So this is my little understanding. Then Buddha have already cultivate for eons already, life after life, that
Can't hear you, sister. Can't hear you. Hello?
Yeah, the voice is gone.
Right, cut. Okay. Yeah, I think what she mentioned.
his son will be renounced, and that's why his father do not allow Buddha, or that time is not Buddha yet, to leave the prince to leave the palace, you know. So this is my little understanding of sharing. And we went to India and have the pilgrimage of walking where Buddha have left the side door, leave the wife, the children, because of he want to understand further why, you know, life, our human, it have to be, you know, birth to death, the process of it. And he wished to help the living, our, how to say, our ignorance mind to be elevated, you know. And when Buddha was awakened, and actually it's a blessing for all the humans and all the beings, which even the highly heavens all came down that time. They are the ones who praised the Buddha, you know, with one of the sutta was also saying that they asked the Buddha, please teach us, you know. That's why 2,500 years ago until today, we still have this Dharma. If without all this, we really don't have any learning, you know, of the Buddha Dharma, all the sutra. Of course, in times to come, because of too many chaos, so that's why we have this sharing, and it's a blessing that we have this group, and I really appreciate it, and also very thankful, you know, for all the sharings each and every time to have this. And there is another point I wish that all the brothers and sisters can also try to enlighten this mind. Okay, it's some things like, how do you, even though we understand, or literally we understand there is ego playing and the pride is playing, but how do you we cannot say get rid, because there is no way we can get rid of it, but how do you minimize it, you know, in order to get better? Please do answer this question. You know, is I hope my questions that throw to the floor is also bring benefit to other minds, you know, which that is a sharing out, please, because ego and pride always come in, no matter what age you are, no matter how much you know, academic stats levels you have, but it still play out every single time. Once you don't catch on to your the defilements and the three you know, aversions, greed, and delusions, it will still play out, you know. So please enlighten this question. Thank you, Sairam.
Yeah, thank you, sister. I think sister asked very pertinent questions. Okay. Very important question. How do we maintain balance? I think probably is Swami has said, how do we spend our day? So in a day, we got 24 hours. So 8 hours for sleep, 8 hours for what you call to manage our individual needs, you know, and 8 hours, you know, I think that includes working, and then 8 hours for spiritual pursuits. I remember how Swami mentioned it. Okay, I stand corrected. Okay, so I think, okay, when it's time to work, put all your attention there. But once you come back home, then you must leave all your office thing outside the house, you know, and focus on family or things like that. Okay, maybe someone can elaborate on this, okay, because I think sister's question is very important, okay.
Hi, Ram, sister. A very important question, but it is also very important that we are awakened by Swami's teachings. Swami has used the word love. Use your love to transform yourself. Ego is one of the obstacles, but like what Brother Suresh says, it's double-bladed. You got to use the ego in order to move up. But that is positive thinking. But what you are trying to say is the ego is a disturbing factor. That is a negative aspect of ego, which will bring down yourself, which will bring down others. And you want to be on top of everything. You want to feel great. Your eye is so powerful. You've energized your eye. Your eye has been powered by emotions, and you feel stronger than all others. You have not allowed the emotions to get into values of life in order to make the other person happy. Rather, you have self-preservation, putting yourself higher for everything. You have given the ego a power within you, which is like a time bomb, which will create anger, which will create temper, which will do everything. So the next question, how do you harmonize these? Several ways you can do. One thing which is very good and very helpful is you can harmonize that by taking away the food which you're enjoying now and get into a vegetarian food. That will give you the harmony. The other thing is you must continue with that practice. Continue with that practice and respect all living beings. That is what you've denied yourself. You don't want to. You want to love everything, love nature. So this love within you has gone to a higher level and the ego is going down. And that makes you a happy person, useful person, a wanted person. And everybody is looking forward to be in your company because you have become very humble and very loving, very understanding. Your emotions are going outward to serve. You have put your ego down. And how do you bring your emotions to serve? Swami has created the avenue. How? Do service. Lot of service activities in the Sai Center. You participate in those activities where you think you can spend your time, where you can connect yourself with people, the underprivileged, those who cannot speak, those who are blind. You read stories to them. And when you read and you see them in happiness, you will tears will roll down your eyes. They don't have eyes. You have become their eyes. These kind of things, these emotions will turn you into a new person. This is transformation. This is a process which Swami wants you to experience. Because the more you do it, you're becoming more with love. And what is this love? It's taking you to be a divine. You're becoming so godly when you read those stories to the blind children. So nice of you to sit beside an old lady. She's not able to move about. You massage her hands, massage her legs. You might give her a bath. You might feed her. You have made the day for her. She's living. And as long as she's living, she's divine. There is a divine spark in her. So you have created a feeling that God has come to help her, and you are the God. For you to do that, you have come down to a very humble level. So where has the ego gone? At the time when you were helping her, the ego has been suppressed. What have you done? You have transformed that energy, the negative energy of the ego, into something positive, loving, divine. It's a divine quality. And this is what Swami loves. Don't forget, Swami is in you. And you are moving. Swami is enjoying. He is in a bliss because you are doing this. And you have given this part of the work which you are doing for the the lady whom you're massaging her legs, actually you're telling to Swami, Swami, I am not doing this. You are doing this. I'm here allowing my body to be used. And Swami, it is you who's giving her the benefit of this love. And I'm just an instrument. You're telling to yourself and giving the benefit to Swami. Where has your ego gone? You have not used your ego. The ego has disappeared. You are love, highest form of love. Such an enjoyable thing to see you working. You take a chair next time, sit in a corner and see the Sai devotees moving into this home of their age and see how they work, how they bring down themselves and how they get into their, how they connect themselves and see how the inmates react to this kind of a love. They're so happy. You just sit in the chair and watch. If you don't believe, you will start crying because of the energy, the negative energy has gone, the positive energy has come. You have become human, and from human, you have become God. For the next 45 minutes or 1 or 2 hours, you are there. Your question is how to get rid of the ego. You cannot get rid of the ego unless you occupy yourself with service, even to your own house, your own husband, your brothers, your sisters, your children. You can give them the kind of a service in silence, although there might be some kind of waves of problems arising, but you are calm. You're allowing Swami to play the game within you. You cannot do it unless you sing bhajans, unless you attend bhajans, unless you bring the power of bhajans into you, prayers into you, reciting the mantras into you. You should know the meaning of Om Bhurvasva, the Gayatri mantra, reciting. You have brought all this to you to refreshen and empower you. You are a different person. The ego has disappeared. The negative ego has gone. Positive ego is in you. Swami is there now, leading you everywhere. So you cannot say that you are useless. You cannot say that you are not relevant. You cannot say that. You are, as long as you live. But open your mouth, open your heart, and tell to yourself, Swami is in me. And let me serve Swami. Cry. Oh, sometimes if you're angry with yourself, I have slapped myself in order to get that benefit of being with Swami, of getting closer to him. And I get the pleasure. So we don't allow things which are very satanic, that which disturbs you, to come before you. Because he has given us so many mantras. He's given us so many ways, so much of music, so loving bhajans. He has given us so good friends. He has given us everything. He has given us the job to which we can enter, perform our job using his values to make us better. So we are actually getting transformed slowly. So wherever you are, in whatever position you are, whether you are the king, whether you're a millionaire, whether you're a bankrupt, whether you are a hawker, whether you are nobody, but you are living, remember, Swami is with you and he can do something for the next person. Swami wants you to think of the other person. Come out, come out. You are born to serve, serve, serve. Swami served and served and served and served. He gave and gave and gave everything. Just take, give. Swami never asked anything. You are in this state. And if you do that, you are getting transformed where the ego gets minimized. Its role becomes different. The negative ego doesn't come to disturb. Why? Because when you reach that level, the vibrations are so strong, you get very good friends and people around you who are calling you, speaking to you, and other things, which makes you very conscious that you are in a different level. So powerful are those vibrations of Swami. So if you continue to do this, and some other practice, like before going to sleep, you recite the Gayatri mantra for 45 minutes, 20 minutes. Recite the Gayatri mantra and make a wish. Tell the Swami, this mantra I'm saying, Swami, to cleanse myself. This mantra I'm doing in order to energize myself. This mantra, I want to transform myself. Swami, I want to transform. Swami, the password is transform. Swami, how long am I? I don't know whether I'm going to wake up tomorrow. But tonight, I'm telling you, Swami, please. The password is transform me, Swami. Make me a better person, please.
Yeah.
Let me do what I can. So you see, sister, if you go on to this level of practice, of whatever you want, the ego will not trouble. You will become a bodhisattva if you're a Buddhist. That means you will go on serving like the way Buddha served and remove the suffering of people. And that will be a pleasure for you and a pleasure for Swami. Sairam, sister.
Sairam, brother. Thank you so much.
Sarva, Sarva.
Okay, so that's good. Then benefits, beliefs and ideology.
Suresh, can we have Brother Dr. Sapitan to speak a little about this? I think he's more expert in this. Brother Sapitan, can you share your opinion of how to improve ourselves? Sapitan?
It's not here, brother.
Yeah, Sairam. Yeah, actually, Brother James, what do you want me to share? Actually, I'm not very sure. Improve in what sense?
So it's talking about ego and the weakness. How can I improve myself and all that?
Oh,
Just now he was talking, was here asking anybody can help or not.
Okay. So in my opinion, very simple. I don't think so much about it because the more you think, the more it's actually coming from the source of the ego. So actually, no need to think so much about it. In my experience, it's very simple. You just observe your thoughts. Every thoughts which come from which starts with the I or has a deeper meaning which relates to the egoistic I want this, I want that, mine, thine, this, all that, whatever which is related to the I just ignore it. That's all. So the more you keep on ignoring that thought, that sense, you indirectly control your ego. So ego becomes very, you control it. It won't affect you so much, even though sometimes it may affect you during intense situations when your emotions are heightened, and then maybe in anger and all that. But that doesn't matter because it's instant. So the moment is finished, you let go and you move on to your next thing. But what I personally do is I just ignore all the thoughts which is coming from the ego. I focus, instead of the thoughts, I focus on body sensations, focus on what I need to do, movement of my body, whatever I need to do at that very moment. So I give full 100% attention on that. So in that sense, after you do it for quite some time, you will no longer be like a slave to the ego consciousness, because your guilt and all, everything comes from the Swami says, your guilty consciousness, all is your own weakness. So all these unnecessary weaknesses which sprouts out from the ego, over a period of time, it's a logic. Whatever you give attention to, it becomes powerful. Whatever you ignore becomes less powerful, especially in the mind. So you see, some people they come to my clinic, they have this OCD and all. OCD, they give so much of attention to cleanliness, so much of attention to orderliness, so much of attention to contamination, so much of attention to sin, so much of attention to guilt. So they do compulsions to reduce that guilt, reduce that fear of contamination. They keep on washing their hands 100 times until their hands all become excoriated, until they start bleeding from their hands. You know, they keep on washing because they are so afraid, and that's only because they decide to give attention to that particular part of the weakness, ego consciousness. So the whole point of the teaching is that if you know that the source of this thought, you bring awareness to every moment of your experience. Bring full attention, full awareness. If you know the source of this thought is deeply rooted in the ego consciousness, which Sister Mailing has explained so clearly here. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, everything is from the ego consciousness. So if you already know that through your own cultivation, your own wisdom, you already know that this is deeply rooted in your ego consciousness is coming out. Just ignore it. Just ignore it. Then you just continue doing whatever you are supposed to do. The next thing which is on your mind, just continue. You're supposed to go and cook, go ahead and cook. You're supposed to drive the car and go somewhere, go ahead and go. But suddenly you feel like, oh, I want to, like Professor Suresh said just now, you're driving and then suddenly I want to. Oh, this car looks beautiful. I want to buy this car. You have a sudden thought. You have an impulse, the urge coming up from you. I want to buy this car. The next question is, from where is it coming? Which part of the body? What body sensation? Oh, okay, it's coming from this part of the body. What is the thought? Okay, where's this thought coming from? This thought is rooted in my ego consciousness, wanting, like what Professor Suresh said, no matter how much of worldly attachment, the more you satisfy, the more you will feel like you want more, you want more, you want more, you want more. It never end. The cycle will never end. You will never feel satisfied. So just ignore the thought. By investigating, where is this thought coming from in my body? What's my body sensation? What's my emotion? So you turn the whole mind from outside, from the color of the car, from the beauty of the car, from the image of driving the car, and what will people say, what will other people say. You turn the whole mind inwards and you ask the mind, what am I experiencing right now? Break down the experience. Ask yourself, what's my body sensation? Where do I feel the urge coming from the body? Which part of the body I'm feeling the urge coming out? What's my emotion right now? Oh, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. Immediately you snap out of it. So this is what I do, brother Saira.
Saira, brother, I think you explain it very well and with the connections of thoughts, okay? But then why I bring up this is because you see, each and every seva we extend out to the world or to the community. Normally for my space, I do come back and reflect on when you are busy in seva, you still watching the mind, okay, but still many a times also you was involved with the activities, okay, but when you are back, you normally will reflect on what is the activities about, and when you touch on this topic, ego and pride at the time, it was also be able to reflect, okay, certain things we do it even though with a pure intentions, because normally we reach out to serve that time. The seva that we have done with the pure intentions, you reach out, okay? But in between the process of the seva, it's not only 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it takes hours. Normally our service out to the society, it takes at least half a day, right? So when the times you are back home, you will definitely go through and reflect. This is what I did, okay? So this particular mind have also watched it and also have found that some of it have tinted with ego, you know, and some of the parts with pride. Okay, so this is where I bring up the question and throw to the floor to get brothers and sisters to share how even with a small, tiny investigations that is this mind working, you know? Yes, a little understanding that I have that it's very difficult to get rid of all the defilements. And I wouldn't have put it the words that get rid, because to understand that why is it. And brother, you have mentioned that, okay, watch the thought, right? In the thought, and you also have touched on the emotion part, the source, and also the experience. And this is where I also did practice on. But yet I still can see all these lines, all these unwholesome things, I will put it, So maybe with all the clarity of all the brothers, sisters, mind can enlighten this mind, heal this mind, to have a better stand. And Brother Billy also have mentioned about balancing, about balancing of the time. There is the portion of all this. This particular space have understood that too. So it's collaborate with all this, but yet still have this linger on. Sairam, please.
Sairam. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Sister. I'm telling from my own experience. I find it all very complicating, for me, I don't think too much about all these things, because I think I found a shortcut, because why? The shortcut is the easiest, because otherwise you'll get, because the mind is the most deceiving thing. It always will like to go to places where you don't want it to go, number one. Number two, the world outside is extremely tempting, and continue to live in this world, we will keep on battling our life, and we will be very exhausted. Number three, you'll find that the more and more we do, the more and more weaknesses it will come. We'll keep on looking at all these personal weaknesses. There are too many things to look at. I don't know. I mean, for me, I found it the easiest way to do this is this. For me, this is the simplest way to do. What is it? Bhagavan, you are my master. See, you are my master. See, the prayer, the end prayer, the last line is the key. People don't realize that this is the key. What is it? Oh Lord, take my everything and let me be an instrument. That's all, because I'm living in this world. One day I will die. So I'm finally going to come to you. So why do I worry about all these things? I just want to be a mission worker. I just want to be your worker. From morning to night, what do I do? How do I improve the mission? How do I make this happen? Bhagavan, how can I do this piece of work? How can I expand? How can I intensify? What program can I do to? If I keep my mind dwell on this, I want is already. I just direct it to Swami totally. Just become a mission worker. You will be meditate 24 hours, 24/7. You'll be meditating. You'll only be thinking about how to improve, how to make how to intensify, how to and automatically your mind is not in the world. You'll be in another world, and you are just happy. You are just blissful. The fish has found its water, and don't need to worry whether the mind will come back, because you're only thinking about these things. Occasionally, you come inside and look at a little bit of the world and rush back to this sea world. And this is what really Swami wants us to do. It's not about continuously trying to battle the world, but when we keep on doing it for him, you know what happens? Automatically, there'll be a purification process taking place, because you're going back to the source. He will know what to give, how to regulate. So we just don't worry about our mind. Surrender it to God and let him decide what to do. But the word of surrendering is live for his mission. Every day, live to make things happen. Then you will live in an inspired world. Once you live with inspiration, you will have passion. You will have enthusiasm. You will have love. And you have no time to look at all these small, petty things. And then you just move on like that. And that's how to do. Otherwise, you'll find that we'll be debating, discussing, we'll be trying to intellectualize. That's why we in satsangs all we don't spend too much time in, like even the word now we have changed the whole. See, 108 words, 108 mirrors that we're looking at. We changed the whole thing. Look at it from the perspective of how do I become a renunciant? That's why we are looking at. Otherwise, we look at it. Oh, Swami, you are the one who renunciate. Okay, and then you put flowers and tell Swami is the one who's renunciate. Now we change it. Oh, if I want to renunciate, what is that? What are the steps for me to become a renunciant? I should look at all these things that Mei Ling has looked at. That is the practical approach to spirituality. Otherwise, you'll find we may get drift away. We may do this, and this way you will be intensifying our thoughts. We will be living an inspired life, and in that inspired life, you'll find solutions to all your problems because you are living with a higher consciousness. So this is why power, control, ambition, goal, belief, ideology. Belief and ideology is one big chunk, because all of us are controlled and regulated by the beliefs. I believe this, I believe that. That is what actually controls our thinking process. So if we give up this, the kind of belief, that's what Adi Shankara said in the Dasha Shloka when he was merging with God. He said, whatever beliefs, it's not what you know, only small percentage. What you don't know is huge amounts. So whatever beliefs is crushing it down. Conceptually, don't get caught in this, don't get caught in that. So this also should be given away, you see. What's the next one, please? 9 and 10. Just last two. Yeah, habits.
Oh, thank you, Sairam. I understood. Thanks.
Thank you. And then habits and routines and physical appearance. See, I feel, Brother Manoj, I feel, and Billy and all, I really feel these 10 things is we should bring it up in our zonal conference because these are all very powerful signal points to purify ourselves and to relook. The study circle probably should be focused on some of these things to make people let go of attachment. Because even when we say attachment is so generic, but now you have broken it down to all these things. Hey, are you attached to this? Hey, are you attached? When you go deeper like that, there's a personal re-engineering can take place, the sister.
They are, let me see. I think they are
Another one, see, past, future.
So many.
How many you have?
13.
13. Technology. Yeah. So we could utilize this aspect of it for deeper contemplation, because I really feel because we haven't done this kind of work in the sense that, when you're really changing a personality, cut away the attachment so that you don't need to look at it. And then we must have, like, for example, remember, Willie, when you did the material possession, okay, do you really want this? Very, very practical things, past and future. Are you a person who's always worried? Are you always thinking of the future? If this is the case, then you are attached. That's it. That's a signal already,
I totally agree with Dr. Suresh. This 13 point
Thank you,
so
Sairam.
very well done, Sister Mei Ling. I think we should put into our study circles or discussion or anything. Yeah, it's very good. Sairam.
So it's already 10:02, Dr. Suresh.
Thank you. Yeah, it's very, very nice, excellent, very deep subject. Billy, you should keep this slide and then we try and see how we can utilize this for the zonal thing. Thank you. And Billy, Brother Manoj, you want to talk about the zonal conference or something?
Yeah, actually, first of all, I just want to talk about that. We're having a Buddha Purnima celebrations, and the topic is very nice. Like, love the whole world the way a mother loves her only child. So I was thinking of talking about that before that, so that some answers could have been given. But anyway, we'll discuss it later on the next session. And we have our zonal conference coming on the 5th, 6th, and 7th of September. It will be in Malaysia at Selangor at Shah Alam IDCC hall. So please book your timetable to be there with very, very interesting topics. Like there's so many topics which we have added new, that how the elderly is to be taken care, apart from the ease where we'll be going deeper into the exercising, controlling your mind and finances and everything. And there's another session where we'll be looking after how the technology is helpful or not, or how it is good to be used, how to be used. Then apart from that, the most important are elderly people, how to take care. We have doctors coming, giving us the tips in the conference. There'll be a big bonanza of music, songs, and interfaith. And apart from that, as you all know, that our Asia Pacific Institute has been just registered in Singapore. So there are a lot of educationists and people coming from different walks of life to discuss how Zone 4 education movement and SSC, SSCHP, DARS, and other aspects will be taking over and moving towards a different part of the world. Apart from that, there will be content of our the spiritual journey also, which we have been doing for the last 5 years. So there will be content that where we will discuss our spiritual upliftment things, and that's what Brother Suresh was saying, that we should have these sort of topics which we'll be discussing. There will be meditations and also by Brother James and like-minded people. So it's got everything for everybody, even for children. And there'll be dances, there'll be drama, there'll be Dr. Reddy and Brother Leonardo is coming. So we'll be having satsangs with them also. So please don't miss, and please invite your friends and family to be that 3 days of really being in bliss, because once you go back, we'll have a different outlook when we leave. Because this is a time, the theme is celebrating 100 years of love, service, and human values. That is the theme of the conference. And it's a time for celebration. So the way Rama came to Ayodhya for celebration, we are celebrating 100 years of our Swami's birthday. So it will be a lot of fun and a lot of joy. So please share the message. We will be sending the flyers and everything in a few days, and a link to register. Sai Ram, and thank you all for being part of this journey. Sai Ram.
Thank you.
you, Sarah.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Sai Ram, thank you.
Sai Ram, brother. Thank
Nice.
you.
Sai Ram, thank you.